Welcome to another Cool Rock podcast where we have another Should Have Been Huge episode featuring a band that at the very least should have been far bigger than they were, Freak of Nature. Freak of Nature was a hard rock band founded in the early 90s by Mike Tramp, who was the lead singer of White Lion. Remember them from the 80s? They played in the hair metal arena, and played some arenas too, with their big hair, but also big vocals, thanks to Tramp and guitar hero-worthy playing from Vito Bratta. They had a couple of really big hits, most notably the ballad When the Children Cry, which was all over the airwaves and MTV in 1987. By 1992, White Lion were done, and Tramp founded Freak of Nature, and his music took a much heavier and aggressive direction. And the results were pretty damn good. Their self-titled debut album came out in 1993, and thanks to a solid review in KERRANG magazine, made me run out and get the album without hearing a single note. They never got airplay here. In fact, there was no interest from any U.S. record labels, and their two albums came out on the Music for Nations label in London. That's sad, though not surprising, given the state of hard rock in the early 1990s, which was overrun by the grunge movement, or explosion, where most bands with members that had any 80s hair metal pedigree couldn't get any attention. And that's a damn shame too, because Freak of Nature's debut album is pretty damn awesome. It's heavy, in fact heavier than anything White Lion ever did, both in sound and in lyrics, but thanks to Tramp's talents, it's got melody and a lot of hooks. Every song on the album rocks hard, but they all are very catchy. I also like Tramp singing here more than in White Lion. He's often in a lower register, and overall, it all sounds much more aggressive, befitting the music, which is at times relentless, aggressive again, and definitely melodic. A big difference adding to the overall heavier sound is that Freak of Nature had two guitars and a much more crushing rhythm section, making it all heavier and harder rocking than anything White Lion did. Sure, you can hear some nods to grunge. If you played Freak of Nature to Alice in Chains fans, they might dig it. But unlike a lot of other bands fighting the rock battles of that time, Freak of Nature weren't overtly trying to copy the prevailing popular rock sounds that were all around them. My favorite songs on the debut album are the first three that come right out of the gate at you. Turn the Other Way, What Am I, and Rescue Me. If you found this album in 1992 expecting it to sound anything like White Lion, you threw that motion away immediately. These three songs are relentless and awesome. Freak of Nature's second record, Gathering of Freaks, came out in 1994, and like the debut album, never charted in America, only reaching number 66 on the UK Albums Chart. It's a strong record, though in my opinion not as good as the debut. In fact, I think it's a little bit heavier. In any case, there's some cool songs such as the opening track, Enemy, Candle, and the epic title track. An interesting note about this album is that it featured Dennis Chick on guitar, who replaced original guitarist Oliver Stephenson. This stood out to me at the time because Chick was previously in House of Lords. In 1998, they released a compilation of B-sides, demos, and unreleased tracks called Outcasts, which I only recently realized I don't own. I'm going to have to correct that pretty quickly. Thankfully, all three albums are on the streaming services. If you're always curious about what Mike Tramp did after White Lion, or just curious to hear something cool from the early 90s, Freak of Nature is worth your time. And thank you for making the time to check out another cool rock podcast. And as always, be good to yourself and be good to other people. Take care. Another Cool Rock podcast could be sponsored in part by OpenNet Sports Bar. With over 400 TVs, you won't miss a single moment of any sport, from ESPN to ESPN The Ocho to international sportscasts from around the world. Be sure to check out their bottomless bucket of chicken wings, and don't forget every afternoon from 5 to 5:30, it's their world-famous OpenNet Happy Hour. The OpenNet Sports Bar might be located at the corners of Route 15 and Derp Avenues, just past Keith's Salvage Yard and Bait Shop. See you there.